Hello and welcome back to Ajewal Diaries. I'm your host Reena and I'm thrilled to have you here today. So, today we are going to explore a topic that has the power to change not only your English but also your entire life, building a daily habit. You see, habits shape who we are. They are those small things we do every single day that over time create big results. And when it comes to learning a language, building the right habits is the secret ingredient to success. Let me share a story with you. A couple of years ago, I decided that I wanted to improve my spoken English. At that time, I had good vocabulary and I could understand conversations. But speaking fluently was a challenge. So I made a small promise to myself. Every day, no matter how busy I was, I would spend just 15 minutes practicing aloud. Sometimes I read a book out loud, sometimes I repeated sentences from podcast, and sometimes I just spoke about my day in English. At first it felt awkward and even a little strange, but slowly those 15 minutes become part of my routine. And here is the magic. After a few months, I didn't even have to remind myself. Speaking in English became as natural as brushing my teeth. That's the power of building a daily habit. Now, why is a daily habit so important? Because consistency beats intensity. Many people think if I study for 3 hours on Sunday, that should be enough. But language doesn't work that way. Imagine if you watered a plant once a week with a bucket of water but kept it dry the rest of the week. The plant would struggle. But if you gave it a little water every single day, it would grow beautifully. In the same way, practicing English for 15 or 20 minutes daily is far more effective than practicing for hours once in a while. When you start building a daily habit, begin with something small and realistic. Don't tell yourself from tomorrow I will study English for 2 hours every day. That is too big, and when life gets busy, you will give up. Instead, start with something as simple as listening to one podcast episode daily or learning three new words and using them in a sentence. Once that becomes easy, you can add more. Habits are like bricks. You lay one at a time, and soon you have built a strong wall. Another important thing is to connect your habit with something you already do. For example, if you drink tea every morning, you can make it your English tea time, where you listen to 5 minutes of an English podcast. If you go for a walk in the evening, you can think about your day in English while walking. This technique is called habit stacking and it makes new habits easier to stick to. Let me give you another personal example. I wanted to make reading in English a daily habit, but I always felt too tired at night, so I decided to keep an English book on my desk. And every day before I even open my laptop, I read just one page. Some days I read more, but even on the busiest days, I managed at least that one page. Over time, those little pages turned into finished books. Looking back, I realized that what seemed small in the beginning created a huge impact on my fluency. Building a daily habit is also about mindset. At first, it feels like effort. You may even think, will this really make a difference? But here is the truth. Small habit compound. That means the result grow bigger and bigger over time. Just like saving a little money every day eventually builds wealth, practice English a little every day builds fluency. And when you keep showing up, you also build self confidence. You start telling yourself, yes, I can do this. Now, here is something powerful I want you to try. Think of one habit you want to build to improve your English. Maybe it's writing three sentences in English every morning, Maybe it's watching 10 minutes of an English show daily, or maybe it's practicing one conversation with a friend or even with yourself in the mirror. Pick one habit, start small, and stick with it for 21 days. That's how long it usually takes for a new habit to become natural. Once you have crossed that, you will notice you don't even need to push yourself, it becomes automatic. And remember, habits are not about perfection, they are about progress. If you miss a day, don't give up. Just start again the next day. One missed day doesn't erase your effort. What matters is coming back again and again until the habit becomes part of who you are. So, to wrap up today's episode, let me leave you with these thoughts. Your future self is built by the habit you create today. If you want to be fluent in English, if you want to be confident in conversations, if you want to express yourself freely, then focus on the little things you do daily. Because those little things are not little, they are everything. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope this episode has inspired you to think about your own habits and to start building at least one small daily habit for your English journey. Remember, consistency creates confidence and confidence creates success. Keep practicing, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, happy habit building.